Trump.
This is going to be great television, I will say that. You don't have the cards right now. Many points were agreed to. Thank you very much, Vladimir. Indonesia, Malaysia.
The longest federal government bill is passed.
Came into our country illegally.
O primeiro mandato do
Going to take our
presidente
capital
Donald Trump.
back. We're taking it back.
I'm not the only one who suffered.
This took 3,000 years. Moment for America. They've been after this guy for years and years. The greatest were a spectacular civilization, fair and reciprocal. Never bend and never yield.
I love this country so
America is back.
America is back. Donald Trump
It's
is
been an
back.
extraordinary 12 months. So much, so fast, so easy to miss the significance of moments that we're all living through. Easy, actually, to normalize it all. And so, a year since his inauguration, let's take stock of this Trump
ano de
presidency.
terremoto aí
Pause,
pelo mundo
reflect,
político
project.
nunca antes visto.
Where does all this take America and the rest of us? America first. That was the mantra. And the interpretation was
Esse é a
that would
mantra
be
do Donald Trump.
America only.
América em primeiro lugar.
That America
E completou
under Trump
agora
would be
ano de
isolationist,
mandato.
inward-looking, influencing less, interfering less beyond its shores.
This will
interferir
truly
menos.
be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
The expectation was that the golden age he promised was going to be all about
Essa é a
the home
época de
front.
era dourada que prometeu.
Jobs, industry,
Indústria,
well, how
economia.
incomplete that analysis was. And that's the first strand here. America's place in the world.
We go from left to the right.
Because President Trump
lugar
has felt
de-
more like
Da América no mundo.
Emperor Trump, and he'd have it no other way.
Imperador Trump.
It's all about spheres of influence, and the Western one, well, Team Trump is bagging that for themselves.
The Western Hemisphere is right now a much safer place to be.
The Western Hemisphere.
In our own hemisphere.
And so the minerals from Greenland,
We need Greenland for national security.
the oil from Venezuela,
We are going to run the country.
and so on. First dibs for America.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
It sounds good to me.
Forget traditional values, forget principles, conventions, institutions, forget international law.
I don't think that the European Union gets to determine what international law is. No, they certainly don't get to determine is how the United States defends its national security.
Is, I think, a fundamental takeaway here. The old America was, of course, about self-interest, yes, but it was kind of combined with the values of democracy, human rights, and the general sense that the Western world is better together. Trump has changed this. Trump's America is about power, natural resources, dominance, deals to put America first. And if that doesn't work, then it's about invasion and plundering. It's a 19th century imperialist outlook, but in the 21st century. So,
Esses jornalistas também. Pá, o Trump não está muito preocupado com o imperialismo. Ele já disse, é a América em primeiro lugar, deixar o mundo seguir o seu caminho. É claro, ainda está a fazer algumas coisas, mas pronto, é o Trump. Mas mesmo assim, ele não está muito interessado no mundo. Ele está a se afastar cada vez mais da responsabilidade, de tirar a América de muitas responsabilidades, aí como o império global, que todo mundo tem que olhar para tudo, que o que faz tem que intervir. O Trump quer acabar com isso, quer focar só no país. E pronto, está a
we're
conseguir
kind of
fazer
trying to
isso.
take stock of a fire hose year of news.
And I wanted to get your sense, your perspective.
A global perspective on how Trump has changed America, changed the world.
whether it's the tough guys that he looks at in the Middle East that he deals with and shows respect for, or whether it's Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping, we know that, frankly, he has respect for these autocrats. What do the Europeans have? The Europeans say they have their values. And in an America of today, does that count for anything?
The paradox, of course, is that at the same time that he's upending the world order, undermining old allies, he's also trying to drive through peace plans. Gaza.
This took 3,000 years
Ukraine.
To get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too.
And beyond.
It's going to hold up.
Beyond the noise generated by President Trump, behind the bombastic rhetoric, so often he does kind of have a point. Even his harshest critics will admit that. NATO isn't spending enough.
And they were not paying. We were paying for, in my opinion, almost all of NATO.
The Arctic isn't secure.
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will. And I'm not letting that happen.
Uncontrolled immigration is a problem, and so on.
I declared a national emergency at our southern border.
But it's his methods that have made so many old friends of America so uneasy, so unsure of where they stand. So why don't America's old friends push back, defend the values which the old America seemed to believe in? Why are they instead?
Estão a puxar sem todas as responsabilidades. Estão a dizer, pá, nós estamos a contribuir mais pela NATO. Estamos a contribuir mais para tudo que é organizações internacionais. Nós estamos a contribuir mais monetariamente do que vocês todos. E o Trump está a se afastar cada vez mais. É possível que até a NATO venha a acabar por causa disso, porque o Trump já disse. Trump disse, os europeus têm que aumentar urgentemente a sua contribuição, senão vai acabar com a NATO. E eles têm feito bastante esforço para conseguirem alcançar as metas lá do produto interno bruto de 2%, todos os países da União Europeia.
Link to the second strand.
I'd like to see the chart if you have it.
Trump's tariffs and economic threats.
China, first row. China, European Union, they're very tough. Vietnam.
Because President Trump has harnessed America's economic clout, its global dominance, its place as the cornerstone of an international order built up over decades. And he's used it to remarkable effect.
I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland, because we need Greenland for national security, so I may do that.
Trump's ability to hold the world to ransom with his economic threats has worked. No one willing to criticize Trump. It shows just how reliant the whole world is on America.
It's been as extraordinary in economic terms as it has been in political terms.
Just because so many of the levers that Donald Trump's tried to pull, and they've been the kind of levers that
an American president hasn't pulled for kind of forever, really. The paradox is, it's been incredibly dramatic when it comes to the politics and the announcements, but it takes time for the economic effect of that actually to be felt.
So even though we're like a year in, the actual impact...
A lot of that impact hasn't been felt yet.
Or is it that the economists were wrong and that actually Trump was right?
Todas as medidas que o Trump tomou, como o jornalista está a dizer, os impactos das medidas que tomou podem levar ainda mais tempo até serem sentidas.
The thing is that that has not been definitively answered, and that's the problem.
When I was out in the States not long ago, the impression I got
was like a lot of businesses were still trying to work out how much they were actually having to pay in tariffs. And if you're still having to work that out now, at the bottom of the supply chain, then that will take months and months for it to be felt in people's pockets.
Trump's willingness to take risks is remarkable. Economically, politically, internationally and domestically, his risk threshold is astonishingly high.
O Trump toma muitos riscos mesmo.
In a nation already so polarized. The president has ripped up the rulebook. He proudly undermines institutions. He's put troops on the streets. Trump's America is a place where people are disappeared.
As pessoas aí estão a passar mal, principalmente os imigrantes com ICE. Estás a andar na rua e notam que pode ser imigrante, vão te pegam e deportam-te assim sem nada.
This Trump administration is loyal, sycophantically so.
Thank you for your leadership.
Your fantastic leadership.
And with this loyalty, efficiency. He fully understands the levers of power,
O
how
Elon
to
Musk
wield
também
power,
teve ali o
and with
início, mas
lieutenants
depois
who are
pronto,
as ideological
tiveram
as they are loyal.
desentendimento ali.
You cannot defeat us, you cannot slow us, you cannot stop us.
But there's something else too, something that
Olha,
feels
até
oddly
renovar a Casa
un-American,
Branca.
even unbecoming, but it is happening. Trump branding the country he now runs on institutions that are supposed to be independent. His name literally chiseled into stone.
Yeah.
He is bypassing Congress, upending norms. So there it is, his name slapped on the side of this cultural centre right in the heart of Washington, D.C. Yet another example of his cultural revolution, of the cult of personality he seems to enjoy. And you know, it often occurs to me, if all this was happening in another country, a faraway country, one that wasn't a friend, an ally, a country that we weren't in one way or another beholden to, would there be more of a universal outcry, more people willing to stand up and say, what on earth is going on? I think the answer is absolutely, yes, there would. Nothing that's going on is normal, is it? This is a very different America and a very different world.
It's highly unusual, and I think...
Mas é normal que o presidente que chegue vai tomar suas medidas. O Trump toma medidas muito polêmicas que vai mesmo de frente para que tudo o que as pessoas estão acostumadas, que é tudo dentro da ordem. O Trump é um caos. É tudo fora da ordem e fazer como ele acha que é. E isso, claro, as pessoas ficam baralhadas. O que é que está a acontecer? O que é que vai ser daqui a nada? Porque o homem pode surgir com outra ideia aí do nada.
That's been rammed home for me in Minneapolis.
The level of suspicion from people on the streets here,
You know, they're taking pictures of you in your car to check that you're not ICE agents. They're blowing their horns as soon as they see a car that they think is suspicious. They're whistling.
to warn people in the local community. And
It's just bizarre, you know, as one woman said to me, this doesn't feel like America in 2026. This feels like Nazi Germany in 1936.
What you're seeing there, you saw in LA back in the summer, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a similar feeling here, and that is that Donald Trump is trying to stoke division, that by sending these ICE agents onto the street here and them using their aggressive tactics,
you know, deploying tear gas and flashbang devices all the time to break up the protests.
is similar to what happened in LA with the deployment of the National Guard against the wishes of local people. And when local government in LA and California were saying, we don't need the National Guard, why are you sending them here? The feeling is that this is all about trying to sow those seeds of division that are already so, you know, prominent here.
And so the fourth and final strand.
Forçar aí a segurança, colocar as pessoas ali com medo, principalmente os imigrantes indocumentados. Esses aí não podem sair na rua, porque assim que sair na rua podem encontrar os AIs e pronto, desaparecem da noite para o dia.
Because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, I mean, they'll find a reason to impeach me.
E agora o Trump tem banido aí quase 100 países aí, já não podem mais entrar nos Estados Unidos, foram mesmo banidos. Quase 100 países já não podem entrar nos Estados Unidos. Bem-vindo à nova era do Trump. Trump 2.0. Vamos lá ver o que é que vai ser esse ano de 2026, que começou com tanta... O mundo a tremer do lado para o outro. O Trump, o homem está empenhado em pôr o país dele a andar bem e mudar aí também o mundo. Mas já sabemos, né? Quer dizer, para quem acompanha um bocadinho já sabe, não vai se surpreender muito com as medidas que o Trump toma, porque ele já tinha avisado desde sempre, né? O que ia ser. Trump já tinha sempre dito, primeiro lugar, América. E é isso que ele está a fazer. Está a pôr a América em primeiro lugar. Não devemos ficar surpreendidos com tudo que ele faz. Mas os jornalistas, sim, todos ficam surpreendidos. Por quê? Já sabemos. A maioria não gosta do homem. Ele só está a fazer o que ele acha. Deram-lhe o poder, agora pronto, aceita. O homem está a fazer aquilo. A fazer com o poder que lhe deram o que ele acha que é melhor para o país. Ele está a dirigir. Então, vamos ver mais 2026, como é que vai ser? Segundo ano do mandato.